The caravan I'm checking out today is the Snowy River SRL216S. The L is for luxury, the S is for slide out, and the 216, well, it's a 21-foot, 6-inch unit. Now, being part of the luxury range, there are a number of different size options available. This 21-foot, 6-inch unit sits roughly in the middle, and if we take a look around the caravan, especially on the inside, I think you'll see what they mean by luxury. There's actually quite a lot to this caravan. Now, before we get started, a couple of quick things. You might notice the Raptor coating on the chassis. We've got Raptor coating on the sides and the front as well for protection. The caravan has fiberglass construction. You've got that front stone guard as well, but there's something interesting going on with the hinges of that front boot lid. Let me show you what I mean. So external storage is something that this caravan does pretty well. After all, we do have a full tunnel boot just over there. But check this out, a front boot with a lid on a different sort of hinging mechanism. Out and up, down and in. And 3 separate locking points as well. Meanwhile, on the A-frame, we do have a storage compartment for our gas cylinders. And as for this van's 12-volt system, it comes with 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries, as well as 2 180-watt solar panels. But I'll show you the storage compartment here for the gas. It's just a case of undoing a couple of little catches, one on either side. And look, how often do you see these side view cameras mounted to caravans from the factory? Look, very rarely. Obviously, cameras, they're not a substitute for rear vision mirrors, but handy to have. And of course, what would a luxury caravan such as this be without a fold-down picnic table, large fusion sound system, and all your TV connection points as well. So imagine sitting out under this 18-foot awning, relaxing, watching the footy, having a beer or a wine. That's what it's all about. And then moving towards the back of the caravan, rather than having a spare wheel, mounted to the rear bumper as you so often see, it's really quite neatly recessed into the fiberglass molding at the back. And of course, we also have a reversing camera that gives you a 270-degree field of rear vision. Just as a general observation, looking around the outside of this caravan, I'd say it looks pretty good. All the joints are super smooth. Everything feels nice and tight and, rigid. The fiberglass finish looks good as well. And even here, it's a small point. We have a service access point for the 224-litre Thetford fridge that's on the inside. So an external shower, your hot water system, access for your toilet cassette as well. So as I said, the outside of the caravan looks the goods, but I reckon it's the inside of the caravan that really shines. So let's go have a look on the inside. So just to give you the quick grand tour of the inside, hot plate here with 2 gas burners and 1 electric induction burner. Notice up here with the locker doors, see how they curve inwards? That really opens up the sense of space to this caravan. So often, overhead cabinet doors will actually curve the other way, but by curving the locker doors inwards, you really open up the feel of space inside. Another thing about this kitchen is look at all this bench space. You've got so much here to work with, as well as a microwave oven. And another small point to make is the position of the microwave. I always prefer it when the microwave is located under the bench because you've got to picture yourself, reaching up high, for example, to get something that's hot out of a microwave. Not always the best idea. So by putting them here, it's just a little bit safer, a little bit more user-friendly. Now, obviously the focal point of the layout has got to be this slide out club lounge on the offside. This caravan is designed for 2 people, but at happy hour, you're going to be the host because this caravan is all about entertaining. Now, although I said this caravan is designed to sleep 2 people, this dinette can actually convert to another bed. It's just a case of lowering this tabletop. So I'll just grab the infill cushion. Again, it's properly shaped to fill the space. And having everything fit so nicely when it comes to converting dinettes into beds, that's not always a given when it comes to caravans. So top marks to Snowy River on that. Now, what I like about the pantry setup in this caravan is that it's split into a couple of separate drawers, meaning you only need to open the drawer that you need to use rather than pulling out one large pantry. So I'll show you what I mean. Two separate drawers. You only need to open one at a time. They're on soft close runners. And then underneath, rather than there being a separate drawer yet again, it's just general storage space. As mentioned, we've also got a big fridge freezer, but moving towards the back of the caravan, running the full width of the van, is the bathroom. That contains a Dometic cassette toilet. We've also got a large linen cupboard in this caravan, not always a given, so that's going to be a plus. And I think that storage space is going to be particularly useful on such a big caravan that's designed for long haul trips around the country. This is a luxury caravan after all, so you're going to be bringing a lot of gear. You need places to put it. There's also some storage space behind the mirror, overhead cabinets, we've got a front loader washing machine, and also an especially large shower. So here we have the switch to bring the slide out in or out, as well as the digital display from projector showing what's going on with the levels of the caravan. And this panel up here, which will isolate the various 12 volt features and functions, so we can control the lights for the dining area, the bedroom lights and that sort of thing. So when it's time to go, turn the lights off that you don't need, or cut all 12 volt power to the van right here. And here in the bedroom, we've got wireless phone chargers either side of the bed. And if we have a little look in the wardrobe, you'll see that they've included these false bottoms, which gives you access from above to the switches that are inside these niches. So I mentioned earlier about the fiberglass finish to this van. They're actually full fiberglass composite sandwich panels with XPS foam core for the insulation, and that also gives the panels their structural integrity as well. So there's no traditional framing material throughout this caravan. They're all one piece composite fiberglass sandwich panels. We have a Dometic FreshJet air conditioner. We have that 12 volt Fusion stereo system, convection microwave, as well as two 95 litre water tanks on board. And as for the fit and finish, both on the inside and the outside, well, I mentioned the outside looks good. The interior, it's the same story. Everything comes together very nicely. Now, when it comes to the weight of the caravan, the tear is 2,988, while the ATM is 3,500 kilos, which gives you a payload capacity of 512 kilograms. And as for the ball weight, well, in its unladen state, it's 221 kilos. So when it's fully loaded, you might be looking at a Land Cruiser or one of those dual cab utes that are rated to tow 3.5 ton. There's a lot of options on the market nowadays. So this isn't an entry-level caravan, this really is a luxury van, as the name suggests. The fit and finish on the outside, they all look good. Now, it's not an off-road caravan, you're not going to be doing the worst of Cape York in this van, but for what it is, the kind of adventures that this van is set up for, I think it would be very comfortable, and you might even get a few people at the caravan park wanting to have a look through.